Welcome to Data Talks. In this new set of videos, I will be interviewing inspiring data personalities to understand their story. In our very first episode, I have Curt Oliver. Curt's story is an inspiration for anybody who's planning to learn Excel or Power BI or any other data platform. Recently, Curt emailed me, and then I had to immediately figure out a way to tell this story with the rest of the world. Let's talk to Curt. Hello, Curt. How are you?
Doing well. How about you?
I am good. Thank you so much. I just got up and had a cup of coffee. So why don't you tell a little bit about yourself? What do you do, Curt?
I'm an account manager for a company that manages the hardware, POS hardware for McDonald's.
Which part of the world do you live in?
Oh, I live in Florida, but we cover the whole United States.
Okay. So do you get to travel much for your work, or you work from?
I used to. I used to be an installer. I used to be the one to go around and install all the equipment.
Okay.
But now I just manage the accounts and I stay put from home. So I manage the eastern side of the United States.
Okay. Roughly how many McDonald's do you think you manage actively?
For me, myself, I have right about 550 stores that I manage.
Okay. So this sounds very interesting and kind of unique. How does Excel tie into all of this?
So McDonald's puts out reports that show equipment in stores, and it's just a raw data. And I'm a very visual person, so I needed to see what this equipment was and where it was and rename it. And so I started with Excel and started creating some charts, and one thing led to another, and I had this kind of cool Excel sheets.
Yeah, I think that is really how we got connected, isn't it? You sent me some really cool looking spreadsheets, and I got so curious to know your story. So that's how I invited you for this thing. Okay. I think I don't want to tease our audience more. Do you want to show one of the Excel files that you built, and then we'll talk around that?
So this is this sheet here is what I look for an owner of a store. So I would just come over here and I would type in an owner of a store. And this is one owner, and this is all the stores that this owner has. And this is all their equipment in their stores.
Okay.
I have some boxes up here that will give me an idea of the different types of equipment that they have. And then right now my color coding is kind of, the pinks and purples. For right now, the purple just means that they've upgraded to Windows 10 software. And the pink means that equipment needs to be replaced.
Okay. I suppose that's the main thing that you're tracking right now, isn't it? That's the ongoing initiative.
It is. We're in the process of upgrading all the restaurants to Windows 10 from Windows 7.
Okay.
There's a lot of equipment that still needs to be replaced that cannot be upgraded to Windows 10. So
that looks really awesome. And talk to me a little bit more about that cool looking chart on the corner that shows the overall progress.
So this little progress bar gives me an idea of how many devices are still out there that needs to be replaced, that needs to be upgraded.
Okay.
And then the percentage here is just telling me that they're at a 71% completed.
Awesome. So let's back it up here. How are you bringing in the data for this? I assume you're not keeping all the actual data in Excel, or maybe there's some other system.
No, it's all in Excel. It's all in Excel. It's a multitude of different spreadsheets. So I pull data from McDonald's every day. So a file that I pull down that gets processed and uploaded, along with some files from our company that I merge which is what gives me the store names and the service agreement types and that kind of stuff. So there's like I said, there's a multitude of stuff going on here.
And are you using Power Query to manage all of these things?
I am now, yes.
Okay.
At the very beginning, I didn't.
Okay.
But yes, I am using Power Query now.
So at the start, were you just manually copy pasting the data? What were you doing at that time?
I would just bring that data in, and just from that sheet, then I was doing some X lookups from that sheet.
Okay.
From the very beginning. So I learned Power Query pretty quickly. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that I tell people who use data sets where you're not really using just a single file or single source, just get on with Power Query as early as possible, because that's going to simplify your life.
And I certainly don't know a whole lot about it, but I know enough to do what I need to do. I mean, it's its own beast itself. So, but once you learn a little bit of the basics, you can do a lot with it for sure. So,
okay. So, I mean, this is all really kind of very inspiring, because you said you have got no technical background and barely started using this level of Excel in July of 2020. And fast forward 18 months, you're already building systems and solutions to keep track of your work, know what to do. What were some of the easy things that you found, and what were some of the hard things you found along the way?
Well, the easiest things were, I learned XLOOKUP. I didn't know anything about formulas. I knew nothing how to write a formula except for equal sum and add up some numbers. When it got into complex formulas, and I don't write really complex formulas at all. Office 365 has so much potential now with all of its new stuff with XLOOKUP and filter function. Once I learned those two things, you can just do a whole lot with it. And all of this is done with, filter and, some XLOOKUP stuff. So,
hey viewer, at this point in the interview, Curt talked a lot about XLOOKUP and the filter functions. If you would like to learn more about those functions, do check out the links in the video description and watch those videos as well. Back to the interview.
Yeah, so just to tell a story, back when I started learning Excel for serious stuff, because all of us would use some sort of Excel as part of school or college, but when I started working, Excel became the main tool for doing anything around the business. And very quickly, I had to learn the formulas. And some of the formulas were kind of intuitive and straightforward, like an if formula. It does make sense that you would use if to pick one of the 2 or 3 possible choices and then go from there. And some ifs and those were straightforward. But certain other formulas or functions were a little tricky to learn. And I wouldn't even know, even if I learned them, where or when I would use them. Did you have that sort of a challenge, or were you looking for how do I do X kind of information as you?
Most of my stuff is I would watch videos, a lot of your videos, and I would pick up something and then apply that to what I was doing. So I'd be watching a video and I'd be like, oh, I got to go try that. And I would stop the video and pop up and work on it. And, and of course, working on something turns into hours and trying to figure out and make sure it works properly. So
then what do you say were the tricky bits for you, along the way? Were there any points of frustration or?
Certainly, trying to write, I guess, a formula that had multiple steps to it. And I still don't always get them right, but, you have putting the right marks in the right spot to make it work properly, and not quite understanding how all the functions worked.
Mm.
Because you can watch a video and copy somebody's stuff and make things work. But then I learned that I needed to not do that and just write it myself, because you can copy and paste stuff. And I learned to just manually start writing stuff, and that's helped me a lot. So,
yeah. I totally agree with that approach. Let's talk. Doing Excel formulas is one thing, but here I can clearly see that not only you have been using the formulas, but you have also used charts. You have used conditional formatting. You have used a spreadsheet layout. Like, how did you approach all of these things?
Well, conditional formatting. Again, I'm a very visual person, so I need to see stuff. I need to see, and that's why I color code a lot of things. I can visually look at something and know just by the color, what needs to happen. Conditional formatting, like on this particular sheet, there's actually another whole hidden section over on the right that looks for the Windows version. So that's what overwrites this purple color. So it looks at a chart over to the right to find out if it's actually got Windows 10 or not, and then it colors it purple if it's got Windows 10. So that was a challenge, trying to learn that, doing a formula inside of conditional formatting. But once I learned it worked out pretty good. So
I definitely. If I had to pick one Excel feature that is my absolute favorite, it has to be conditional formatting. All right, that file looks really good. Do you want to show something else, or switch?
So this is just like a single restaurant. So I can type in a single restaurant here, and this will give me everything about that restaurant. And it's laid out. The centerpiece is kind of laid out how it is in a restaurant. So you have your front counter registers, you have your kiosks, which are out in the lobby. These are your drive-through registers, and then these are all your these KBS are all the monitors in the grill area. And then of course this bottom part's the back office information.
Ooh, that is really interesting. Like, of course you work in the industry, but for an outsider, that's not how I view McDonald's. But what's the gray colored box on there?
So this little box here is how the restaurant's configured. And this is another whole set of data. So this tells me how many registers that I'm looking for. So it's telling me I need 3 front counter registers. So I should have front counter registers there. This is telling me I should have 4 drive-through. And of course I have 4 drive-through. Same way with the kiosk and the KBS. And this is just how those monitors are configured.
Okay.
This data is telling me that information. And then if they have an automatic beverage system in the restaurant, this tells me what version they have. And
what places or what books or what resources have you used to learn Excel to go to this level of knowledge?
Basically, I've only looked at 2 different people, and that is you and Leila.
Yeah.
Y'all are the only 2 really that I've gotten my inspiration from. So,
she's
I've watched
really
a lot of her videos, and I've watched a lot of your videos. So,
yeah, if I'm learning today Excel, I would probably watch her videos as well, because she has got a very good style of explaining things, and makes it easy for anyone really to get on board and start using these programs. Oh, wow. Did you happen to purchase any books or anything to keep by on reference, or?
I have not purchased any books. Online learning. So,
like, imagine there is another account manager somewhere else in the world doing similar work like you are doing, but probably for some other line of, not restaurants, maybe something else. And they are thinking, oh, Curt is doing amazing thing. I should also be doing these. What advice do you give to them?
Go to your channel and watch your videos. I mean, for me, when I want to learn something, I just start researching. I start typing in Google and start just typing in a few things of what I'm looking for, and I usually can find it, and then I just build from that. Once I, I have a vision of what I want. It's just, how do I make it work? I guess that's my thing. I knew what I wanted. I just didn't know how to get to that data to make it work. And that's what I started researching. So I had the visual of what I wanted.
Yeah.
To make the connection somehow. So
yeah, I think that's a very good point that you make, that when you have that vision, when you have that some sort of clarity as to where you want to go from your data set or your present situation, then it becomes so much easier to find the right pointers and right guideposts along the way. But if you somehow don't know exactly which way to go, then you meander and wander forever.
Well, and just looking at other people's stuff and how they did things, it's really what helps me too. You see something that they do, and then you figure out, well, how can I do that to make it work for me? So,
oh, that is really good advice. Thank you so much, Curt. Thank you. I really appreciate you taking some time off your day and talk to me about your work and all of your experiences. And I really appreciate sharing the spreadsheet screenshot so that, people can look at what you have built and take some inspiration there as well. I wish you all the very best, and it's good talking to you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that data talk with Curt Oliver. I had so much fun interacting with him and learning and understanding that data journey. Thank you so much for watching this. And if you have any suggestions for the data talk, like, who else should I invite and talk to, or if you think you yourself is a good candidate for this, let me know in the comments or email me using the email address that is shown on the screen. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you again somewhere else. Bye-bye.